today's episode, we will be talking about accountability and risk. A lot of times in life, you have to measure these opportunities in two different columns. One column is the reward column and one column is the risk column. And a lot of times you take risks, it doesn't work out, and you are forced to take accountability. Now, unless you are a woman, of course, women do not have to take accountability. But if you're a man and you're taking risks and those risks do not work out, you obviously have to take accountability 100% of the time. And that is what this episode is about. So if you could hit that like button down there, see that like button? Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you are not getting these daily videos, since I'm still making them, which it's not going to last very long. So if you still want these daily videos, subscribe and you will get them as soon as they get posted up. Let's see what these women have to tell us.
The problem with online dating is the fact that you go from strangers, literally never ever seeing this person ever in your life, right to dating, 0 to 100. In 0.2 seconds, you went from strangers to going out together as if you're a couple. That's not normal. It's not natural. I don't like it. In fact, I've never heard one person ever say in my entire life, gosh, I just love online dating. I just love the dating apps. I love it. I love having 7 downloaded dating apps and not one of them is working. I love it. No one's ever said that before in their life. You know why? Because it's weird. They're weird. Not only do you put up pictures of yourself, you're selling yourself to somebody, how great I am, embarrassing, but then you're also just talking to a bunch of strangers for like weeks on end, messaging them each day as if you're like pen pals or something, but it's like a weird pen pal. And then maybe you meet one out of 20 and you're like, wow, that was a dud, just to start the cycle over again.
You tell the world what happened here. What happened here? I don't know. You need to tell them.
And this is a perfect example why I say that online dating isn't really dating. There's nothing substantial you can get from online dating. A lot of times these women, they will post their pictures online on these dating websites and they will get matches, obviously, because these men are matching with everyone. So even someone like this is going to get plenty of matches. And then out of those matches, those men are going to be like, nah, I got some hotter ones waiting. I'm just going to go ahead and ghost this one. And no, this one, she has an annoying voice. I've already had a conversation with her. I'm just going to ghost her and go out with this other one, because these men have a lot of options, the men that you're choosing to meet on these dating apps. And the one out of the 20 she's talking about that you eventually meet up with, it's always the guy that she kind of threw in the mix just as a wild card. She's not necessarily attracted to this guy. He's not making the income. He's barely 6 foot. She's really settling to just go out on a date with this guy. She's probably embarrassed to be with a guy like this. This is how these women think. They go out with a guy that's only 6'1" and now they're embarrassed to be out in public with him. So this is how a large majority of these women operate. And the way that it's set up now is that dating websites, these dating sites, these dating apps, they're not for dating. They are for hooking up for these men. So you're matching with these men. Once they get a whiff that you're not going to put out, they're going to ghost you. And that's why these men do it. And don't even bring up about, oh, well, in my bio, I said that I'm looking for something serious. These men do not read. They refuse to read anything that a woman writes. They will not read anything you put in front of them. So they didn't read it, that they don't care. It's not something that they're willing to put that much effort into. Once they have a few text messages back and forth and they figure out that you're not going to be coming over that night, they are going to forget you even existed. And this is the cycle for dating apps. Now, she seems nice enough. I would recommend her never to get on dating apps because it's not going to work out for her. But a lot of women feel like they need to get on dating apps to find a man. No, they don't. They just need to go out in the real world. I would say find a guy that is moderately attractive and approach him. Approach that man. Take him out for a cup of coffee. Men like to drink coffee sometimes. Invite him out for a cup of coffee. You pay for the coffee and see where it goes. But no, a lot of women won't even go that far. Like $1 cup of coffee, come on.
You got me.
Red flag guy in the talking stage, and if he does any of these, you need to run the opposite direction. Trust me. If he doesn't want to be seen in public with you and strictly only asks you to come over to hang out, girl, he is trying to keep you a secret, and that is a red flag. If he keeps you a secret and does not tell his friends about you, I'm sorry, but what guy doesn't want to brag about the girl he's seeing? Given that he thinks he's lucky to have you. And he's probably keeping you a secret because he might be embarrassed by you. That is a major red flag in my opinion. If he has a girl best friend, keep your distance. Some girl best friends seem really sweet on the outside and to your face, but you do not want to know what they are saying behind your back. The second you two stop talking, she will be getting with him. If he doesn't respond or leaves you undelivered, when a guy truly likes you, he ain't leaving you undelivered, I promise. So don't allow him to embarrass you by talking to other girls and not just you. You need to be the one to stop snapping him and then leave. Lastly, if he is moving too fast, you do not want to be love bombed. Trust me, if he's acting like he's ready to say I love you after a week of talking, get yourself out of that situation.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
What a red flag is for most men is a quarter pound of product you're throwing on your face. Maybe a very active social profile on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. Oh god, TikTok's probably the worst, where you're showing off your body and you're making these sorts of videos where you're making the hand motions and you're this is a red flag factory. So and something you will see is these women, they're not in relationships, they're not married, they're not even in a situationship, they are in nothing, and they are telling women about these potential red flags, which there might be a little bit of fact in some of that, but you also have to understand that these red flags only exist for a certain type of man. The men that are on their level, that they throw a bone to every once in a while, that they like to crumb around, these men are the men that are going to be held accountable for their red flags. But the other guys, the 6'4s, Chads, Tyronicus dudes, these guys are going to be laying pipe like yesterday's plumber. On all they have to do is sneeze in their direction, and these women are practically giving themselves to these dudes. And especially if they've obviously all these videos have to deal with online dating, so it's you can just assume that they're all online dating. They're not meeting anybody in the real world. That's not something that these women do anymore. It's way too much effort to actually approach a guy, have a conversation with him. Jeez.
Yes! 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 No! No! No!
Hello everyone. So, oh my god.
I'm gonna edit through this one. It was kind of a
and these glasses are way too big for my face, but they're just the
drawn
full
out.
measure.
He rambles on
so
a
I can
lot.
actually see when I'm reading and see my screen properly. So I just wanted to do the video again. I don't know, like rant, because I'm in a ranting mood. So let's go. So my issue with dating, right? This is why I am literally dating is my worst nightmare, because I find it so hard to get attracted to someone. I have not really been taking dating that seriously, to be honest. I've been like my own self really. But like when I'm bored, or if I'm actually just, you know what, Mia, you might as well give it a go. I look on these dating apps and, for example, Hinge. People who like me on Hinge, I couldn't like them less. Tinder, every other person just seems to be completely not my type, and I just can't seem to get attracted to people. I've went on dates with a few people and they're either really nice, would give me anything, the most amazing person, but I'm just not attracted to them. Or it's the other way around, where I've been super attracted to them and they've just turned out to be like a cold, distant, not what I'm looking for personality wise. And I really can't seem to find a middle ground. Also, something grunt I have about dating is the fact that I cannot deal with the fact that if I'm talking, I think it's just because, like, even though my breakup was months ago and I was like in a long-term relationship like months ago now, I think my brain's still wired to like loyalty. So like I almost feel really weird about like messaging someone And when I'm like interested in them, I feel really weird about them messaging other people. Like I physically also, if I'm really interested in someone, even though it's like very early stages of dating, I can't message someone else. I know people say like keep your like book open, like talk to people at all. I physically can't do that. I cannot do that. It's the same with like obviously they are under no obligation to just like message me. But what I'm saying is I cannot cope with the fact that I know that they're messaging other people and it feels like a competition, and then I just give up.
I love the pain because the pain is the truth. The hurt is the truth.
Some advice for this person right here. I would say you're not ready to be dating. You need to get off of those dating apps. You're still hung up on your ex, especially if you're still bringing him up in these types of videos where you're supposedly going with other men, seeing other men. And even though says she's been broken up for a few months, she got on these dating apps to hook up with a complete stranger, some strange dudes, multiple times. And this is what women do. They usually have the saying, oh, the best way to get over one man is to get underneath another. And they will go out to the club and stand there and act broke, and a guy will buy her a drink. And then next thing you know it, he's John the plumber back at his place, pumping and dumping numerous times. Probably invites his buddy over and they just take turns. You don't know what's going on in these men's houses. But these same women will get online and say, you know what, I can find men I'm attracted to, but they want nothing to do with me. Well, why do you think that is? Maybe it's because they get what they want from you and discard you. Maybe you should stop giving your attention to these men. Every man altogether, just don't give them your attention at all until you are in a place where you can text someone without having an existential crisis about it. Jesus, these are the types of this right here. This is the type of the prizes you're gonna win when you online date. These are the one in a millions you're gonna find online dating. Loaded down with trauma from past relationships. They've been passed around like the bachelor party stogie since that relationship, because they have to get on Tinder and they have to ride the carousel and still ride the carousel constantly because they are matching with these attractive men that are matching with anybody. These men get bored on a Tuesday night and text you up and say, Ash, and you say yes, and then you ride over and that's it. And then you get mad at these dudes, and then you get upset, you feel indifferent with these guys because that's all they want from you. Well, that's the only value you bring to them. They have many, many, many other women in their DMs that are more attractive, that are in better shape, that are younger, that are everything that you are not. The only value you bring to these men are these the lonely nights when they can't get the top positions on his roster. He has to go down to the lower levels, and guess what? You're number 10 on the slot. And you fill in that gap perfectly. Now, these other guys that you just are infatuated with, their personality, their emotions, their everything is perfect, but you're not attracted to them. Well, that kind of sounds like your own personal problem. Maybe you need to work on that. Work on yourself. Get yourself right. And then go out there and you can start dating and hopefully not traumatize anyone else with all your bullshit. But anyway, that's going to be the end of today's episode. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me a comment. Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that button down there. Hit subscribe. Hit that bell. Get these daily videos I am still working on for the time being. And go ahead and like the video if you don't mind. And I'll catch you guys later. Rat Boy out.